Welcome to my first Power 9 Pro playthrough video. Like our other videos that we were doing that's live play, I'm going to start doing some videos of the games that I play online. Unfortunately, I don't own really anything on Magic Online, so Magic Workstation is going to have to do for us. Right here I have my standard deck that I've been writing about. It's a blue, white, red control deck, 27 lands, an assortment of duels over here, creatures, 2 Sphinxidroil. My removal is 4 Day of Judgments, 4 Johnnies, 4 Paths, 4 Lightning Bolts. I move 3 Negates main over Swerves. Basically all changes that you can read about in my last article on TCGPlayer.com or themagicarena.com, and I believe I also posted the link for Power 9 Pro. Expect another, maybe not another article on it, but at least some discussion on it pretty soon. So we're going to connect to an opponent. Here I have our game description as Type 2 Serious, 2 out of 3. I'm going to add sideboard here. So basically in Magic Workstation, you just advertise your game and someone will join. And the advertisement that we're making indicates that we want someone with a serious Type 2 deck. I tend not to drop out of games that people don't really have a real Type 2 deck, just because there are a lot of decks out there now to be able to know what are my weaknesses as a deck. And sometimes even my opponent's deck is bad, I can see if my deck has a certain weakness. So here we see our first hand. Fine, you have removal, counter, draw. We're on the draw here. My opponent plays Arid Mesa, which may indicate that he's playing my deck or Bushwhacker. Probably not Bushwhacker because he had Arid Mesa, but no 1-drop. But we'll see for sure here what he is. So looks so far he might actually be playing this deck. So we're going to crack our Arid Mesa so that we can play our Glacial Fortress untapped. So that we can play Courier's Capsule, which will give us something to do next turn. If he doesn't do anything on his turn, if he doesn't run anything into my negate next turn. It's probably a Jace. So he's having both of us draw, and then having me take my turn. I'm going to play out a mountain here, because that'll maximize the amount of lands I can draw. Because if I don't draw, I have a land for next turn, but I do not want to be missing land drops in this matchup for sure. And here my opponent levels up on Jace, which I'm not so sure is the right move, but we shall see. Here I'm going to drop the Scalding Tarn anyway, so that I can drop down to 7 cards again by casting a Courier's Capsule. This is why he should not be having both of us draw. So although these Courier's Capsules aren't doing anything now, eventually they will. The hope is we actually draw a Jace here to negate his Jace and haven't been just a howling mine for us. He might play Johnny here, but more than likely he's just going to pass. And now he's discarding cards. And we're going to do the same thing on our turn. We're going to discard a Path to Exile because that really doesn't do much for us. If he's playing creatures, he's playing Sphinxidroil, which does not get killed by Path to Exile. Unfortunately, we have not drawn any Jaces. Gives us an interesting problem. Do we want to crack Courier's Capsule or not? I'm not going to, just because I like my card draw, and if he uses Jace to mill, then that's going to give me an opening for a Johnny Vengeant to kill his Jace. So I'm actually going to cast my Johnny Vengeant here into a probable counterspell, and I'm going to crack the Scalding Tarn as well, just in case he decides to use a mill ability, and to make sure that he doesn't accidentally hit one of my only islands or mountains in the deck. And he has negate here, or double negative, same thing. We're not going to counter back, because then he can just untap into his own Johnny Vengeant, which he might do anyway. So let's see what happens. He's making a mill. Don't know what he wants to accomplish, but only the last one counts. Next turn we can force a Johnny through to kill his Jace, and we're way ahead on cards. Here we need to check our graveyard to see if we have anything to fetch. Here he's casting Esper Charm, but what mode? Using it to draw cards, probably digging for his next land, and he's most likely going to pass it back. But if he casts a Johnny Vengeant, that is very good for us, so we can negate his Johnny Vengeant, play ours, and then still have mana to do ours, plus negate backup. And that looks like exactly what he's going to do. So then here we get the blowout turn, because we get to not only kill his Johnny Vengeant, but we get to keep up kill his Jace. We get to keep up 3 mana to defend against whatever he does. Only thing we need to be careful is not decking to make his decision not matter. Here we're going to negate his Johnny Vengeant. Unclear what he did there, but I'm happy if he spends a lightning bolt on my Johnny. Here we play Arid Mesa. Don't really want to draw any more lands right now. If we had a larger library, I could see wanting to draw more lands, but for the moment, we're just going to go with Sphinx. Hopefully he does not have Day of Judgment and discarded his only copy, which he did not discard his own copy.